Lonely in marriage. I don't know what I should do. I, 31F, love my husband, 40M, a lot, but ever since the start of our relationship, we have been on different pages. I was 21 when we started dating, and it was my first ever relationship. We've been together for 10 years and married for 5 years. None of us wanted kids. For me, it was more like I would get to spend a lot more time doing things I love with my husband. For him, it was more like he didn't think he would have time for kids. First year was great. We went out a lot and really laughed together. He was a workaholic when I met him, but it didn't affect me as I still lived with my parents and saw him once or twice a week. Come second year, I would demand to spend a whole day with him, but he wouldn't have the time on a weekend, and we would fight. He wouldn't really text me, which we would fight about. I then wanted to get married after 2 years, but he first said he didn't know if he ever wanted to get married. I almost left at that point, but he changed his mind and said just not right now. We decided I should move in so we can spend smaller chunks of time together instead of him trying to spend a whole day with me. I also changed my mindset that if I wanted to be with him, I shouldn't expect to spend a lot of time together and that it's fine not to text through the day. He also started having some health issues which would obviously affect both of us when it gets severe. He kept trying to put off going to the doctors. Then we were fine, with normal couple fights here and there. I waited for him to propose at our 3rd anniversary vacation and our 4th, but nothing happened. He told me that we have too many issues. My point was, if we already live together and do everything like husband and wife, what's the difference? Anyways, I told him I'm walking out if he doesn't propose by 4.5 years, 6 months from our 4th anniversary. He did, but is upset that I gave him an ultimatum. Apparently, he would have proposed by my birthday, which was 2 months after my timeline. I don't get anything special as I rushed it, so even though I waited for almost 5 years for a special proposal, I don't. This really hurts me, but we move on. Our wedding was nice. We both planned it together, but COVID happened right after our wedding, forcing us both to work from home. He already was working from home, but now I'm home 24/7. He's playing video games all the time during the day. I'm surprised as I had no clue that he even played anything. He plays all day on the weekends. I'm confused. He tells me that he has always played, but because I wasn't home that I never realized. And he didn't mention because it never came up. I'm upset again because he has always made it seem like he didn't have time for me. Also, I don't like guys that play all the time. In fact, I've complained about my brother being in his room all day and playing several times. Then I find out that he's texting some girls who are his uni friends that he still considers close. I had no idea these people even existed. Like, if I'm texting someone after years, I would mention it to him. I don't ever think he would cheat on me, so I'm not worried about that, but just being a wife and not knowing who he spends time with and who he spends time with was crazy to me. Then we start fighting over very small issues. I also felt like I was living by myself, as we would barely talk during the day. I tell him I'm done and I need a divorce. We talk and we cry. This is 1 year into our marriage, still in lockdown. Then we decide to live separately for 3 to 6 months, but not date other people but date each other, as we both missed who we were at the start. He also suggests going to therapy. I move out into my parents' place and we start going to therapy. Luckily, we found a great one. We finally understand how to communicate, but also what my needs are. I tell him that I need to at least spend 1 day together on the weekend every second week, and also 1 date night a week. Only because we don't have kids. He agrees and I move back in. Things go great. We keep seeing the therapist every week, then we start seeing every month. My biggest goal in life was to buy a house. His wasn't, but he wanted to do it together, so we saved up the deposit. Right when we were about to look, he decides to start a business. I'm like, fine, do whatever with your deposit money if that's where your passion is. He runs out of his money and then I voluntarily give my share. Then he needs more. I sell my jewelry. He needs more. I take out a personal loan, 2 credit cards for him. The business fails. He's now trying to pay me and the loans he took out. I'm upset about the house, but I understand. I try to buy a car, but my loan application gets rejected. I'm devastated. I tell him that I just started earning, but I haven't been able to spend on nice stuff as I saved for the house, and now that's gone. I can't even get a car with all these loans. His health condition is worse. I say in therapy that he needs to see someone, but he's slow. Anyways, it's been 2 years, and he still hasn't figured out his health issues. We haven't slept in the same bed for almost 2.5 years. He has paid off my loan and credit card, but not the money he borrowed from me. He's working 2 jobs to do that. He's a good person, but I just feel like he's doing everything to avoid spending time with me. We have a dog now. He's not the typical dog dad. He questions whether they need a walk every day. If it's not a second job, it's games. And if it's not that, it's starting a business. I feel like I should have left 3 years ago because I'm at the same spot. But things did get better once we saw a therapist, so maybe we need to start again. We stopped 8 months ago due to therapist moving. I love him so much. I want the perfect family with him. When I'm stressed, sad, happy, I want to just hug him and spend time with him and the dog. When he's upset or stressed, he wants to play video games or something that doesn't involve me. We don't cook or walk the dog together, so it just feels like we're roommates. I'm like, even if we had a kid, we would spend more time than this. I'm so lonely. We do grocery shopping from home, Uber Eats food or from a meal plan, hire cleaners, get the dogs groomed, so there's no connection. I feel like I get jealous when my friend's partner comes to pick her up from work if she finishes late at 8 p.m. Me? I catch an Uber. He does pay if I mention it. I get jealous when couples go out every weekend with their human or fur baby. I get jealous when I see the husband play with their dogs and take them out.